Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah, all my brothers, Yahweh Shemal Adan, Hashem Yahushua, for all my sisters. This priest and officer Shah, but Isupk started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth according to the Bible. And that truth is that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the 12 tribes of Israel. It's your true identity, your true nationality before we became captives here in America, Central America, and South America, right? So today what we're going to touch on, of course we're going to get scriptures, but tonight is the Brotherhood class, Tuesday night Brotherhood class. We're going to get into a little bit how the myth of black on black crime that they program to believe is real, that they push upon us, you know what I'm saying, and hating one another. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to definitely touch on some scriptures in regards to that, right? All right, so the first scripture I want to grab is Deuteronomy 28 in verse 1. 28 and 15. We'll get just straight to it. 28 and 15. Right, so America loves to push some narrative on black people as if we're just inherently violent, that there's no way for black people to understand how to be civilized, just wild animals living in the ghetto and killing each other senselessly for no reason at all. You know what I'm saying? When that is a big myth. You know what I'm saying? We have problems in our neighborhood. Of course we do. Violence goes on in our neighborhood as well, right? But with these scriptures, we can able to fix the problems that's in our neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? The things that we need help with, the Bible can provide that for us. You know what I'm saying? This is the key to our salvation. The problem is we've been taught either through Christianity or Islam, whatever religious background we come from, we've been taught how to love our oppressors and love our enemies and love those that destroyed us and put us in slavery and put us in captivity. And us doing that, we turn around and build a hatred for our own people. You know what I'm saying? The more that we try to fight to join America, the more we lose our love for each other. You get what I'm saying? And the Bible teaches that all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are one race. Is one nation of people, one group of people, one kingdom of people. So we're not divided, we're not separate. But we have been divided through this captivity in language and beliefs and all type of things that cause us to have conflict with each other, that causes us to hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Even the state that we in right now, you know what I'm saying? Through this oppression, we're put in a state of survival. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not living. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to survive in these ghettos, man. They've been forced under extreme poverty, pushed to the corner for them to fend for themselves. You know what I'm saying? And we, in turn, do what our oppressor taught us to do. Or we learn his behavior and how we should try to survive on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Because when our oppressor was in poverty, down and out, you know what I'm saying, with nowhere to turn, guess what he did just so he can gain some wealth on this earth? What you think our oppressors did? All right, anybody? Tom, help me out. Kawan or Kanat?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
You said, what did our oppressor do to
Accumulate their wealth.
he killed. He got his by the sword.
Right. He murdered and he killed. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing, it wasn't him by being smart and being witty and using his intelligence and with love and with peace. You know what I'm saying? He did what any natural wild beast will do to survive in the jungle. You know what I'm saying? Like an animal would do. Just so he can fill his belly and fulfill his pleasures, he had to kill and steal blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in order to accumulate some kind of wealth on the earth. You know what I'm saying? And throughout, within 400 years, we learned that behavior from our oppressors. We don't know what our identity is. We don't know how we should conduct ourselves on this earth. So we start to follow the customs of our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? When that's not a lifestyle that we should be trying to follow after if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Right? It's natural for somebody to become more animalistic when they're in a state of survival. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor did that. You know what I'm saying? Many other people on this earth do that to this day. You know what I'm saying? There's crime amongst every nation and every ethnic group and race. There's crime amongst them. You know what I'm saying? Because they kill the people within their proximity, right? They have conflict and go to war with each other. They live close by each other. You know what I'm saying? And those that's poor on the bottom is going to be willing to do whatever it takes to survive, even if it means to go against their own kind. You get what I'm saying? So this is what's going on with Black people. But they love to push the narrative as if we're just crazy people or savages on this earth. Right? So let's get that Deuteronomy 28:15.
So like you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I have it.
All right, you go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it
Mm-hmm.
shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments
Who is the
and
Lord?
his.
Who is Moses speaking to at this time?
So like you, sir.
That's very important to know. Go ahead.
He's speaking to the children of Israel.
All right. He's speaking only to the children of Israel. This is the people that was in the wilderness with Moses. He was not speaking to nobody else but to the children of Israel. Right? And he's letting them know, if you don't keep the commandments, I mean the commandments that's written in this book. You know what I'm saying? All the commandments. From thou shalt not hate, or thou shalt not covet. I'm saying thou shalt not commit adultery. Right? Don't eat abominable things. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt love thy brother as thyself. You know what I'm saying? These are the commandments that was only given to the 12 tribes of Israel, which is you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
To do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that
Right.
all the so
Right now, read on.
that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right. So we have a code of conduct that we got followed by if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You know what I'm saying? We have rules amongst us that we have to abide by in order for us, the Lord, to redeem us out of the condition that we in right now. You know what I'm saying? The Lord did not give you freedom of religion or freedom of choice. You know what I'm saying? He gave you an ultimatum. Either you do what I tell you to do and I bless you, or if you don't do it, and I'll punish you. You get what I'm saying? But we breaking the Lord's commandments. You know what I'm saying, and one of those is joining your oppressor or becoming like your oppressor, man. You know what I'm saying? That's something that we did in going against the Most High. The Lord said you will have no other gods before me. You know what I'm saying? Now we look at these people that conquered us as gods. You go into any Christian church right now, I'm sure they got a painting of some white boy hanging on their wall claiming to be Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? When really that's just Caesar Borgia. But they look at their slave master as if they are gods. You know what I'm saying? And doing so, we do everything our slave master tells us. Our slave master says, pork together white meat, we down with that. Our slave master says, being a homosexual is alternative lifestyle, we're down with that. Our slave master says all nations could be saved and you have the freedom to believe what you want to believe, then we're down with that. You know what I'm saying? But according to the Bible, all those things are false. You know what I'm saying? All those things the Lord is against. The Lord is against you being a Christian. The Lord is against you joining your oppressor and hating your brother. You know what I'm saying? He's against the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? He's against white America. You know what I'm saying? And if you join yourself unto them, you become an enemy to the Most High. Right? So the Lord said he will punish us if we don't keep his commandments and follow his instructions and he will punish us, right? Uh, jump me down to 54 real quick.
Con on con, sir. I was just reading that.
Most High Christ.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate,
What does that mean? What is that talking about? The man that's
uh,
tender among the gully, very delicate. Go ahead.
Salaki, that means that, um, like effeminate man, like a man not raised by his father or not raised the proper way or correct way, um, like a man that just like what we see out here today, you know, that was raised in a one parent household.
Okay, not quite. La. Not
Con
quite.
on con.
All right. Who you want to give it a shot, Kawan? Or if anybody want to type it in, I see y'all in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all part of the class too, so y'all can type it in. Go ahead, Kawan.
So like it, sir. They man that's tender among you, meaning like your brother. He's like your
Brother, right.
brother or kind. Someone's close
Right
to
now,
you.
nah, go ahead. Is somebody close to you?
Kind. Um,
Okay.
someone who's I would say delicate, meaning he goes through the same trauma as you go through.
You're kind of close, right? It's definitely talking about your brother. You know what I'm saying? But what does it mean as him being tender and delicate? Right? It's not talking about him being effeminate. You know what I'm saying? Tender and delicate. You want to give it another shot?
Salaki.
Go ahead.
Um, uh, is it talking about is it talking about someone that's like, I don't want to say special, but you know what I'm saying? Like
Say
someone
again.
that is like not as strong as you, or not as strong as what we would say like the weak. I don't want to say the weaker link, but you know what I'm saying? Like someone that is not like really able probably to like stand up and like fight like Salaki, sir. Salaki.
Okay, no sweat. Listen, y'all giving good characteristics of it, right? So somebody that what age would you say where somebody is not easy for them to take care of themselves or they can't fight or some of the stuff that you were saying when they're most vulnerable?
Salaki, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like around their teenage years, like a young man, like
There you go.
but
He young, right? That's what it means when it says tender, right? The cat that's young around you. You know what I'm saying? You think about cattle as well, tender meat or, when it's young. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's going on in our neighborhoods today, right? It's the young cats that's caught up in the violence right now. They make songs about it. They call it drill music. You know what I'm saying? And these Jewish cats, they make billions of dollars off of our deaths and our murder. You know what I'm saying? So when it's talking about tender, you know what I'm saying? It's just simply talking about the cat that's young. You know what I'm saying? Tender and delicate. You with me?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
So the saying when it says so that the man, is it talking about like young men, or is it not? Is
Mm-hmm.
it talking about a man that a young dude that ain't really came up like he's not quite of age, but he's not young. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't 22. He ain't able to about look out a store, but he's still kind of young. Is that what they're saying? Because it says man.
Right. In our neighborhoods today, neighborhoods in, Orlando, Pine Hill, Mercy Drive, all these neighborhoods where, crime rate is pretty high. How young them jits be that be committing these offensive crimes in there, man?
They be from the ages between the ages of 16 to 21.
Right? You can find some as young as 16. You can possibly find some even younger than that. You know what I'm saying? 12-year-olds. You go to different states across this nation, you got 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds getting gunned down. You know what I'm saying? Not too long ago in Brooklyn, they had a shootout in the damn park where a 1-year-old got shot in the park. You know what I'm saying? These are young cats that's doing this. This senseless, tender, delicate, don't even know nothing about life. You know what I'm saying? But they understand that they, to pick up that gun and shoot down their brother. You know why? Because that's how they've been programmed to understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's simply just saying that man that is young. You understand?
Kind of one con. So I probably put too much emphasis on man. I was thinking more like a grown up.
Nah, it's no sweat. You know what I'm saying? That cat, he's doing things what a man, would do. You know what I'm saying? He's put in that state of survival, so he's, trying to survive. You know what I'm saying? When the Lord is telling you that we shouldn't have to be like this, right? We are reading one of the punishments that came from the Most High that told us, you know what I'm saying, that if we don't keep the commandments, that this is what's come upon us, right? This is how you know that this is a a black book, right? We're walking around with no identity, you know what I'm saying, with low self-esteem, beat down, oppressed. You know what I'm saying? What else do you expect a young black man to do but to pick up a gun? You know what I'm saying? Not saying that's an excuse for sin, you know what I'm saying? But it does promote it. Poverty does promote sin. You know what I'm saying? It also promotes crime. You know what I'm saying? And when you're in the state of poverty, you be willing to do whatever you got to do, even if you're 13, 14, 15, or 16. You know what I'm saying? And this is a punishment from the Most High. Right? Magazar said young as 13. Right, man. This was going on all across Florida. Tampa, Orlando, Duval. You know what I'm saying? I was just listening to this one cat named Nardo Wick from Duval. These cats is younger than me. You know what I'm saying? And they out there just going ham on each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's learned behavior from our oppressors, right? So let's continue on.
Kind of one con. Deuteronomy 28 and 54 in the middle. His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
It shall be what?
His eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
Now, what's that talking about?
Slaki, that's talking about like he would hate his brother, like what we see today, like what you would call so-called black on black crime. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like us doing evil toward our brothers, us robbing our brothers, us, you know what I'm saying, selling each other drugs, breaking into each other's houses. Just just sort of things that we see in the hood, what we call the hood.
Mm-hmm. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's not inherently in us, right? Because we got laws that's written in this Bible that prohibit us from being violent towards each other. You know what I'm saying? Or even if a situation or a conflict does occur, there's ways that you can mend those differences that's written of in this Bible for Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You get what I'm saying? So once we started getting away from what makes us spiritual, we became carnal. You know what I'm saying? We broke the commandments of the Most High, which is spiritual, and following after our flesh and our lust, you know what I'm saying, which is carnal. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever we gotta do just so we can survive. Whether it's killing each other, whether it's shooting each other down, selling each other drugs. You know what I'm saying? All these things are outlawed in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? But we do these things and thinking it's okay because your oppressor tells you it's okay. Because that's what he did when he needed to gain some wealth on this earth. Right? Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, sir.
Come, Baba Kasha.
Verse 55. So that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege.
Mm-hmm.
and in the strangeness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates.
Right. This is happening only unto so-called Black Hispanics and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? Brother said they shall be enemies towards each other. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it's talking about. We became enemies towards each other and being distressed and oppressed in our own neighborhoods, right? Putting in a state of poverty and survival. You know what I'm saying? Instead of turning to the laws of this Bible and turning to the Most High, you know what I'm saying? We followed our oppressor and picked up a gun. You know what I'm saying? These cats out here, we think that's black culture. We think black gang banging is black culture, and that's black to sell drugs and to be a whore and to, hate your brother and all of that stuff. We think that's black culture. You know what I'm saying? Well, really, that's white culture, man. You know what I'm saying? White people can't even get along right now. You got Republican versus Democrat. These cats are storming their own capital, the same capital that they, pledged their allegiance to. And they can't even get it together. They ruling the whole entire earth. You at the bottom, you know what I'm saying? And listen, we still got to understand that the Lord don't want us at that position. The only reason why we're in the bottom is because we broke his commandments. You know what I'm saying? We turned away from loving our brothers and sisters. We turned away from being one as a nation. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, we are now at the bottom. But until we turn back to the Most High and start keeping these commandments, the Lord will set us above our oppressors. You know what I'm saying? And he will pay for every crime he committed against so-called blacks and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? In their neighborhoods, shooting them down in the streets, doing all these things, robbing from them, stealing from them. The Lord will judge them for that. You know what I'm saying? As long as we turn to the Most High, we will get justice for all crimes that happen to us. All right? Let me get Ecclesiastes 7-13.
Khan.
You can go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 13. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
The Bible says what?
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
Right. Oppression makes a wise man mad. You know what I'm saying? We are chosen to be the wise of this earth. You know why? Because we have these laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what makes us wise. You know what I'm saying? But now we're oppressed. And if you have any understanding, you will realize you are being oppressed. If you maintain to that wisdom that the Lord gave us, you'll realize we're just being oppressed. And the way that we got to get out this oppression is not by coming up on each other, selling drugs to each other so we can get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? Or shooting the competition down just so we can have all the wealth to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? The only way we're going to get out of this oppression, if we're wise, is turn into the Most High. That's what true wisdom comes from. You know what I'm saying? These laws and commandments is what can save us. You know what I'm saying? There's laws written in here that is built on brotherhood. And that's what it's all about. Black people, we need to understand that we can't get out of this captivity as an individual. You can't get out of this hellhole, as being an individual or dealing with yourself. We're going to need each other. We came into captivity with each other, and the only way we're going to get out is with each other. All right? Read on.
And the gift destroyed the heart.
All right. And the gift destroys the heart. All right. You can drop that. Let me get Isaiah 45.
Con, sir. What verse you say? 45 and what?
45:9.
Con. The book of Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 9. Woe unto him that striveth with his maker.
Mm-hmm.
Let let the pot shed slack slack. Woe unto him that strive with his master.
God.
Let the pot let the pot sherd.
Yeah, pot sherd. God. That's like, somebody that make pot.
Kind. Let the potsherd strife with the potsherds of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Shall the clay say unto him that fashioneth it, what makest thou?
Right. Like, can the clay say that to the person that's, making the pot out of that clay? What are you making? You know what I'm saying? Or tell the pot sherd to make me into a vase or make me into a bowl. You know what I'm saying? The Lord decided who's gonna do what on this earth. You know what I'm saying? He chose so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be holy, meaning to be separate from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And he created all the other nations to be servants under you. You know what I'm saying? And he also created your oppressor to be the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? He does a very good job at it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the Lord created your oppressor to be. You know what I'm saying? But you, as a so-called black, Hispanic, and Native, you should not be that way. We have to be what the Lord created us to be. And that's the rulers of this earth. And the only way we're going to obtain that is by keeping the commandments of the Most High. All right. Continue on.
Kind. What makest thou? Or thy work he hath no hands.
All right. You know what I'm saying? That's just a piece of clay. You know what I'm saying? The one that has the power is the one that's forming it into something. That's creating it to what it wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? This is where, you know, the pot can be whatever that pot sure desire it for it to be. All right. It's not the clay decision, it's the one that's molding it. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Most High decided for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be his chosen people. That was his choice. You know what I'm saying? We can't go against that. We try to go against it, and look at us now. Look at the condition that we in right now by going against the creator of this earth, the creator of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? We are put in a uh, far more worse condition, you know what I'm saying, by disobeying the words of the Messiah. All right. Drop that. Let me get John 8 and 44.
Kind, sir. The book of John, chapter 8, verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
Ye are of your father, the devil,
Mm-hmm.
and the lust of your father ye will do.
Right. So what color is that written there?
Red, sir.
So what does that mean when it's red? Like it's written in red.
Uh, that means that these are the words of Yahushua.
Right. These are the words that's literally coming out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? This is the words that he's speaking out of his mouth. Right. So this is Christ speaking. Who is he speaking this to?
Uh,
Yeah.
Salaki, he's speaking to he's speaking to the children of Israel, but is he speaking to the Pharisees?
Yeah. Right. The Pharisees, right? Which are the Jews and which is the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? He's telling them that you are your father, you as of your father, the devil. What's he talking about? Is he talking about some guy with a all red and a pitchfork and horns on
Salaki, sir.
him? What does the word devil mean?
The word devil means deceiver.
Deceiver. You know what I'm saying? Who's the father of deception? Who told you that Jesus Christ is white? You know what I'm saying? Who told you that all the angels and all the prophets in the Bible is white? Who told you that pork is the other white meat? That you have the freedom to choose? You know what I'm saying? Who the one that told you all these things?
Our enemy, sir, Shalaki.
Our enemies, which is who?
The so-called white man, Esau.
Damn right. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? He has deceived us in thinking that we're the enemy to each other. That blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians are enemies, man. You know what I'm saying? That we're not one nation, that we're two separate people. You know what I'm saying? He the one that taught us that through his religion and through captivity and through forcing us to hate each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Even during they used to what's that, Buffalo Soldiers? You familiar with that song?
Khan one Khan, sir.
Right. They used to hire black ex-slaves to go and kill Native Indians, man. That's what that song was all about. If you look up the history about Buffalo Soldiers, it was just black men hired by the U.S. Cavalry to go and kill Native Indians or capture them. You know what I'm saying? They try to get us to fight against each other, right? Through his deception of teaching us that we're different. You know what I'm saying? Well, once we start to follow him, we start to shoot each other down. Once we become like our oppressor, the devil, you know what I'm saying? We start to sell drugs to each other. Once we become like him, we become evil towards each other. Christ is checking his own people, the Israelites, and letting them know that you are acting like an oppressor. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you today that if you out there gangbanging and selling drugs, you're no different than a white man. That is white man's culture. That's his behavior. He the one that put the drugs in your community in the first place. Who the one? How you think these kids is getting automatic rifles, man? Who you think is supplying them with these handguns? Well, guess what? You get that mentality and that mindset from your oppressor. He the one that taught you that, right? Let's continue on, Word.
Khan one Khan. The top of verse 44. He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a what?
He was a murderer from the beginning.
Now he's saying that he was a, not only is he a deceiver, he's also a murderer from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Trooper Rakam said, divide and conquer for our enemies. Damn right. And Officer Magazar says, was that around the Jim Crow era? Them got us thinking we are different. From the time we came here on them slave ships. You know what I'm saying? Even before that, well, we're reading about the Romans right now. When Christ was walking around, you had conflict amongst our own people as well. The Jews hating on the other tribes. Judah hating on, Ephraim. That was going on in the time of Christ. And that was because the Romans was over on top of us, still teaching us how to be different. You know what I'm saying? Still teaching us how to hate each other. That's why he's letting them know you're just like your father, the devil, which is the so-called oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Which is the oppressor, the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's saying that not only is he a deceiver, but he is a murderer, right? From the beginning. Now, look at black people today, right? They got this, mythical stats that they got up in their crime bureau saying, black on black crime is a problem, that just can't be fixed or can't be solved. I'm saying, meanwhile, our oppressor commits 80% of the crime, here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? And they are likely to commit their crimes against another white man. You know what I'm saying? Because even during the 1920s, all the Italian mobsters, before we even thought it was cool amongst us to be a gangster, to be a killer and a drug dealer, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? Our oppressor was the one that was the inception of that. You know what I'm saying? He was the one that was doing that during the 1920s as a mobster or, a gangster, that we love to portray. He's the John Gotti and the Al Capone and the Lucky Luciano and all these Italian gangsters and Jewish gangsters that killed and murdered just so they can survive. You know what I'm saying? Even during that time, while they were killing and murdering, we had no choice but to stick to our own. This is pre-integration. So we had no choice but to stick with each other. And in doing so, we built for ourselves businesses, hospitals. Well, name me a few. We built for ourselves all types of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? We was prospering in our own neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And then our oppressor, being a murderer that he is, or being a devil that he is, saying done dropped bombs or massacred you in your own neighborhood or flooded your neighborhood. So that way now you can't even prosper with your own. You know what I'm saying? And deceive you to thinking that you have to integrate with him just so you can prosper. Brother said airport, right? Banks, we have all these things. The things that our oppressor was killing for, you know what I'm saying, and shooting each other for, that they make millions of dollars in Hollywood making movies off of, like Goodfella and Scarface and what else movies? The old monster, Godfather. There you go. Those type of movies that they make millions of dollars in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? We had no choice but to stick to our own while they was out there killing in their poverty. You know what I'm saying? But
So like,
nobody brings that up. You know what I'm saying? That is not mentioned at all. They look past that, but they love to focus on black crime, which is a problem. You know what I'm saying? But it could be fixed. Go ahead, Trooper Kanat.
no, sir. So like, I was going to say, that when the whole uh Martin Luther King thing came, when he started his little mission of betraying us. Before then, the parents taught you who your enemy was. They
Mm-hmm.
taught you how to survive. They taught you not to, you know what I'm saying, do certain things and not to trust, you know what I'm saying, your enemy because they knew what would come of it. And he
Right.
betrayed us and got us to trust our enemies. So
Yeah.
now that nowadays generation, they don't know who their enemy is. They think their enemy is their friend. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They exclude him from being the deceiver and the murderer that he is. Like back in the days, like back in the days, like around slavery, even the Jim Crow era, they knew who the enemy was, and they wasn't not like you said. It was not trying to join hand in hand with them until Michael King
Mm-hmm.
came in and betrayed all the black people in
Yeah.
our
Wow.
Salaki.
Nah, you exactly right, man. You know what I'm saying? It was something that you told your whole family, you told your household, don't go past this street. You know what I'm saying? Don't go over there. Don't talk to these people. Deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Even when Emmett Till got murdered, man, his mother brought his body and had an open casket. You know what I'm saying? So everybody could see who did it to her son. You know what I'm saying? And it was clear as day who the enemy was. You know what I'm saying? Trooper Rakam Salaki, if I may. That's like Henry Hill, who got a pass because he worked with them to bring down the Italians only so the U.S. could place those drugs in our neighborhood. Right. You know what I'm saying? The Italians, man, what is it? Godfather, I think, talks about it. Where they was sitting down having dinner. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in that movie where there's a scene showing them talking about the affairs that they had with black people. You know what I'm saying? The Italians was in that movie talking about that they gotta move the drugs to them. You know what I'm saying? They're like animals. They'll say that's the only people that sell the dope to and all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like soon as they got out of their poverty, they gave them jobs. They gave them their own infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? The Italian now is your police officers, your firefighters. Those were your ex-mobsters. You know what I'm saying? They got their own police system in their neighborhood now, right? But when it comes to us, man, they love to keep us in our poverty and make it seem like we're the creators of it all. That we're just inherently like this and there's no way of fixing it. You know what I'm saying? When we've been put in place in this condition, man, you know what I'm saying? Our oppressors put us in this condition. And the minute that we realize it, that's the minute that we'll be able to turn from this. You know what I'm saying? We got to realize that he is our enemy. He is not your friend. You cannot integrate, cannot march, hold hands. You can't vote. You can't celebrate his holidays, be join in his religions, in his philosophy, in his mindset. Nothing like that, man. The Lord called us to be separate, like we read in Isaiah 45. You know what I'm saying? He formed us like a clay, you know what I'm saying, to be the chosen people. Let the white man be the devil that he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing his job at it. The problem is we're not doing our job as the chosen people of God. So the way to fix that is to turn back to these laws that can command for the Most High. That's how we fix it, man. And realizing who your oppressor is, realizing who your enemy is, because it's not each other, right? Any more in John 8?
Con say we in the middle of the verse.
All right, you can finish that.
Con sir. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abide not in the truth, because there is no truth in him.
All right.
When he, sorry,
No,
sir,
you can continue on.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
Right. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. He loved to parade himself like he's just a civilized human being and care for humanity. And it's all about love and Christianity and peace, man, when that's far from the truth. You know what I'm saying? The history of our oppressor has nothing to do with love and peace. Read about the history of America alone. America has been in more war. They've been in war since the inception of America. Since America began, they've been in war. You know what I'm saying? And they've been killing and oppressing so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's how they built this country up. You know what I'm saying? But let him tell it. He loves to portray himself like he's great, like he did no wrong. That's why they got a problem with that. What's that? Critical race theory. They trying to ban. It's banned in Florida already. You know what I'm saying? They trying to ban it all across the nation. You know what I'm saying? You have weirdos like Isupk. You have people like Caitlyn Jenner. You know what I'm saying? Who's trying to run for office, talking about they're gonna ban the teaching of critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that our oppressor don't want you to know. He don't want you to understand that he is a terrorist and a murderer on this earth. You know what I'm saying? So he prohibits you to learn the true nature and history of America, right? Officer Marshall Mars said, our oppressor is a zebra that can't change his stripes. Salaki said, damn right. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is. He is the devil that is the devil is going to be the devil. You know what I'm saying? He's always going to be the devil. You should not expect him to be something else. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, black people, we were not created to be that way. It may seem like it through the our oppressors' media and the propaganda that they're trying to push. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible teaches us law, statute, commandments, and how we once was with each other and how we should treat each other. You know what I'm saying? We should become more spiritual by following these commandments, not following ourselves and our lusts, right? Or our oppressors. Damn right, awesome Marshall Moore. Let's drop that. Let me get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Baba Shah. Trooper Razan says, Salaki, sir, am I slave? The top oppressor even jokes about his nickname is the devil. Man, I could believe it. Don't they got what's that biker group called? Hell's Angels. You know what I'm saying? They make movies and TV shows like Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is the devil, man. He is an animal on the earth. Go ahead.
Salaki, sir. I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say they trying to ban that because they know that they got our people so hypnotized and sleep that they know in a few years, if his kingdom survive that, they know that the parents ain't gonna teach their kids about slavery because they doing it now. They got them all on TikTok and trying to be like these entertainers that's blind leading the blind. So they know, like, okay, if we make it a law to where that they can't teach about their history because they already see that most of our folks don't care about our history. They won't even look into it or say or even stop to even hear it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Slavery, like you can see it on their faces. You know when we out there at camp and they walk by the signs and you know what I'm saying, seeing the slavery, they look away quick. They don't even want to see it. So and that being like without no men the ISUPK in the household, they never gonna know. So Esau got a plan and he's orchestrating it well because he know that if you keep the parents distracted enough, they ain't gonna have to ban it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because our people ain't like they ain't gonna teach it to their kids. So like you, sir.
Nah. I don't mean to cut you off. If you want to finish on, you can go ahead.
No, I was finished, sir. I just wanted to say that, sir.
Nah.
So like
Nah, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Our people refuse to know who our oppressors is. You know what I'm saying? We're so afraid of that confrontation. You know, when that can actually free us, right? Somebody look up Stockholm syndrome for me. All right. That's a term used by psychologists, right? It's not diagnosed as a actual mental disorder. You know what I'm saying? But this is a study that they made based off a certain event that happened in Stockholm, Sweden, right? And they made this study based on on that event. So if somebody can type it in, either type it in or if your brothers can look it up on your phones. I know y'all on the conference with me or streaming with me, so I don't know if y'all able to, but type in Stockholm syndrome, man. I'm saying this is a term that they came up with, you know, and this is something that black people suffer from. We suffer from Stockholm syndrome. All right. Somebody get that. We're gonna continue on. You got the Second Thessalonians 2 and 3.
cut on con, sir.
Okay. Hold on, real quick. Cannot. I got Razan, Triple Razan says Stockholm syndrome. Psychology response wherein a captive begins to identify once again. All right. Well, captive begins to identify closely with his or her captives, as well with their agenda and demands. Good night. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, right? I see our brothers typed in some other stuff as well. It says them banning the teaching of the truth of America history only shows that the work being done in the ISUPK is not in vain. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been telling you about critical race theory. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't want to believe it until white academia, you know what I'm saying, or American academia started coming up with different terms for the oppression that we face in America. Now y'all want to believe it. You know what I'm saying? But since 1969, we've been showing you who the devil is, man. You know what I'm saying?
So like
Stockholm
it, sir.
syndrome. Go ahead, soldier.
I got the Second Thessalonian. What was the verse though?
Oh, 2 and 3. I had
Colonel.
not gonna read it, but yeah, but I'll have
Oh,
you read it though. I have you read it though. This is wild.
okay, Colonel Khan, sir. It's like it.
Nah, no swear word. Just give me 1 second. I see the brothers. So he typed in the same thing as Trooper Razan. So yeah, that's what Stockholm syndrome is, right? Is where you begin the person that's being abused or captive, right? They begin to feel some type of bond towards their captors, right? It can be either through a little act of kindness that the captor shows the captive, and psychologically, you know what I'm saying, they try to gravitate to whatever that little act of kindness that captor did for them to continue to show that unto them. You know what I'm saying? And this is a term that happened based off a study that they found out in Stockholm, Sweden, right? There was a big bank robbery. You know what I'm saying? And the bank robbers had hostage in that bank. This happened during the 1970s. I can look this up, right? And the hostages began to defend the bank robbers, you know what I'm saying, as they was negotiating with the police. You know what I'm saying? They didn't want to come out. They started befriending them and in a friendship, you know what I'm saying, with the people that had them hostage, that was holding them hostage with guns and everything. You know what I'm saying? And so all the abuse that they was experiencing while these people was holding up the bank, they forgot all about that and try to connect with their abusers. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? This is what's happening to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? We have been abused for 400 years in America, and we suffer from Stockholm Syndrome. We are trying to make a bond with our captors, thinking that he's going to change, or thinking that he actually cares about you and loves you. You know what I'm saying? When that is the complete opposite, man. You know what I'm saying? And the only cure, right, that psychologists say, the cure for the Stockholm Syndrome is to get the images or video or the footage of the abuse or the harm that your captor or the perpetrator did against you, until you watch it and watch it over and over again, until you realize and build enough hatred so that way you can separate from the person that's committing this harm against you. That's how you free yourself from Stockholm Syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? We need to bring out the crimes of our oppressors. It needs to be taught, you know what I'm saying, the history of America, everything that they committed against you, so you can get angry enough to separate. You know what I'm saying? Not to kill them or shoot them down, but to completely separate yourself and turn to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you're going to turn away from your oppressor. He is not your God. He is not your leader. He is not your friend. You know what I'm saying? And it's not my opinion. History tells you that. Just look up a history book. Read a history. Go to your library and read about it. And it'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, for yourself. All right? So let's go ahead and grab that verse. All right. Second Thessalonians 2, verse 3.
Khan.
Go ahead.
The book of Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
Right. There's gonna be a falling away first before that day. That day that it's talking about is when our King returns. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting for that day where we can get out of this captivity and be put back in the place that the Lord wants us to be. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain things that have to happen in order for that day to come. Right? Read on.
Khan. And that man of sin be revealed, the son
That
of
man of
perdition.
the man of who?
The man of sin be revealed.
Right. There's gotta be a revealing of who the man of sin is. The Bible is going to give you a brief description on who possibly that man could be. After we read the next verse, I want y'all to type in or either say on the stream, who does this man fit to be the man of sin? You know what I'm saying? There is only but one man that fits this description that we about to read about. You know what I'm saying? And he is the man of sin. Right? Read on.
Khan. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
Who's the one? Who the one that's trying to teach you about this Bible? Who the one that got their face painted in a black church? Who's the one that's telling you that Christ is born in December and we should celebrate? Who the one that's telling you that the laws are done away with and God just loves you for no matter what? Somebody is out there that exalting himself to be God. Somebody said, it said, Salakia, is this also speaking of Alexander the Greek as well? Brother said Caesar Borgia. Brother said Esau. Brother said Esau, aka Albert Pike. I don't know who the hell that is. Right, you know what I'm saying? Esau, yeah, exactly. Caesar Borgia, Alexander the Greek, any Edomite, you know what I'm saying, that exalt himself as the Most High. He trying to put himself as the Most High. Right, you know what I'm saying? The white man. This is where we learn our behavior from. This is where we learn how to serve the Most High from. We learned it from them. Think about it, from the youth on up, from you when you was a child, whatever age you are now, You know what I'm saying? Before you came into the truth, you only did things your oppressor taught you to do. You only believed in the things that America told you to believe in. You know what I'm saying? You only lived how America told you to live. Since birth, you was programmed either through television, through even your own parents, through their ignorance, you know what I'm saying, through religion, and through everything that they forced and fed onto you since you was a child, man. You know what I'm saying? And these kids out here, they out here doing that only because our oppressor programmed to be that way. It's not the black lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's something disturbing to connect the black experience to trauma. You know what I'm saying? We love to make that correlation between the two. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is not the position that we should be in. We're in this position because we broke the commandments of the Most High. We turned against the Most High. And now we're in captivity. You know what I'm saying? So what we got to do is break away from our oppressors and those that got us in captivity and learn our real culture. Learn our true identity. How we should conduct ourselves in this captivity. How we should treat each other in this captivity. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that we can learn from the truth, you know what I'm saying, of this Bible. There's a lot that we can learn from knowing who man of sin is. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that we can learn. You know what I'm saying? That can help put them young kids, get them young kids to put the guns down. That can help us stop selling drugs to each other if we understood the truth of this Bible, man. That's the answer to all our problems, is the truth of this Bible. You know what I'm saying? He said Ira Pike spoke 16 ancient languages, but loved Hebrew more than any. Hey, I guess, you know what I'm saying? He's still the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Damn right. So let's continue, Warrior.
Khan, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Right. So y'all all correct. Even you, Trooper Rukam, you're correct as well. You know what I'm saying? My Officer Marshall Moore, they'll say if I not pronounce your name wrong, Chi Perry, Caesar Borgia, Officer Magazar, y'all all correct, man. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's sitting in the temple of God, showing himself to be God. You know what I'm saying? When he's really the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that you should not follow. And he said, Trooper will come. He said Lucifer is God, along with starting Freemasonry in the U.S. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But there you have it. You know what I'm saying? This is what we learn our culture from. This is what we learn how to be today. All right. So now that we're in this position, what should we do now as Hispanics and Native Indians, right? We're going to speak on a certain thing in particular that cause us to have hatred towards each other. All right. One of which is being in poverty causes us to be very covetousness towards each other, or coveted towards each other, meaning wanting the things that your brother had, right? So much so that you're willing to steal, kill for it. You know what I'm saying? Now that we know that our oppressor put us in this position that we in the state of survival that we in, we got to go back into the Bible and learn what we should do for we can help out our condition, so we can get out of this hellhole that we in right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me get Ecclesiasticus 13 and 20.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
I have it, sir.
All right, you go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13. It said 13 Salaki, sir.
Verse 20.
Verse 20. As the proud hate humility, so doeth the rich abhor the poor.
Right. As the proud hateth humility, so does the rich also abhor the poor. You know what I'm saying? The poor is hated on this earth, right? Who is the poor right now that's suffering in oppression in the U.S. right now? Who's number one in unemployment? Who was affected the most by this pandemic? It was only so-called Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. We the ones that was being evicted because we couldn't pay our rent, suffering homelessness due to this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that's last hired, first fired. You know what I'm saying? We're put in the projects, in the ghettos, in the barrios, in poverty. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because the rich hate the poor. They shoot us down even in our poor state. You know what I'm saying? They continue to afflict us even in our poor state, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're hated by the rich. Well, guess what? In order to get great gain on this earth, you don't have to murder. You don't have to be a criminal. You don't have to sin against the Most High to get great gain on this earth. Right? What you need to do is realize the greatest commodity on this earth that's more valuable than gold is a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Once we start to gain each other, we'll get everything that we need on this earth. But we have to put value in each other and not put value in our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Also, Margazar said Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And right, which are 12 tribes of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue on with this verse. Sure.
Count on count, sir. Verse 21. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends.
Right. Look at this country. When it begins to fall, when the rich begins to fall, you know what I'm saying? They get bailouts, they get funds, all type of loans, tax cuts. You know what I'm saying? Because he's being held up by his friends. The rich only cares about the rich. You know what I'm saying? But nobody gives a damn about the poor. Right? We're all suffering in this condition. You know what I'm saying? We're all poor. You know what I'm saying? The hell with trying to defend and build yourself to be like the rich when the rich is the one that's oppressing you. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? In our pursuit of trying to be rich like our oppressor, we become oppressors to each other. We pick up guns and pick up drugs and do all type of things trying to get a little bit of crumb that our oppressor gives us. You know what I'm saying? Well, Christ, even our King Christ, Yahushua, said, man should not live by bread alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should not be worried about what you're going to eat the next day or what clothes you're going to wear. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High know that you need these things. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? But we're in these ghettos, in these barrios and reservations, thinking about these things. We're thinking about what we're going to eat, what clothes I'm going to wear, what food I'm going to eat. You know what I'm saying? Opening that refrigerator and seeing nothing in there. Well, guess what? You don't have to be a criminal in order to sustain yourself, to get those the basic necessities that you need. Just turn to the Most High and build up your nation, and everything will function on its own. You know what I'm saying? These other nations, these immigrants that come up here, when I mean immigrants, I'm talking about the Chinese, the Germans, the Jewish, and all these cats, you know what I'm saying, that's not Hispanic. When they come up here, they understand that they have a position and a job set for them as soon as they land here in America. You know what I'm saying? A Chinese person come here in America, you know what I'm saying, they don't come to join with their political views of America and all these things. They try to compete for resources here in America. You know what I'm saying? So what they do, they come over here, they go work in a Chinese restaurant that their uncle set up for them. They go build it in the back neighborhood, get all the money for themselves, and bring it back to China and take care of their family back home until they can get enough to bring another one here in America. Soon after, you start to see a whole community of Chinese people. You know why? They understand that they sticking together. That's what economics begins at. Brotherhood. And we can't build no economics if we shooting each other down. If we're not following the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. If you're not loving your brother as yourself. You know what I'm saying? These are the basic things that we can understand and how to treat each other. And not try to join ourselves with our oppressors, right? Any more? What verse you want?
Like I said, I was on 21.
All right, you can continue on.
Go down to 22, sir.
Baba Kashab, what 22 said?
Kind, sir. Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him.
Mm-hmm. But guess what? The
The,
Most High is above them all. He's above the rich. He's above America, the most richest country on this earth. He's above your oppressor in every nation that's on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have no respect of a person like man do. He don't just want to be like, the rich person, the celebrities that they see on TV and justify them like man do. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is going to judge this place for what the pain and the cruelty that they inflicted against the poor. Right? Continue on.
kind, sir. The poor man slippeth. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuke him too.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Read that part one more time.
kind. The poor man slipped,
Mm-hmm.
and yet they rebuke him too.
Right. Black on black crime. Hispanic on Hispanic crime. Right? Native Indian on Native Indian crime. Read that part again.
The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuke him too.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't just get along. Y'all can get it together. Look at y'all. Y'all live like savages. Y'all live like animals. You know what I'm saying? They love to talk down on the so-called quote-unquote losing team. We on the bottom right now. So every little thing that we do, they have a category for it. Meanwhile, nobody's calling out the U.S. government for dropping bombs on children in Syria. Nobody's calling out the U.S. government for lynching black people all across the U.S. Nobody's calling out the U.S. government for locking babies in cages. You know what I'm saying? They love to justify what the white America does. You know what I'm saying? But nobody justifies and realize, well, maybe they're in the condition that they're in is the reason why they commit so much crime right now. You know what I'm saying? This is the condition that we in right now. But we don't have to be in this condition as long as we serve the Most High and stop thinking selfishly and only about ourselves. Right? Continue on.
Kind, sir. He spake wisely and could have no place.
Mm-hmm.
That was it for 22, sir.
Read on.
Kind. Verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
Mm-hmm.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
Right. I'm saying this is what's going on amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are in the hands of your enemy. This is not your rest. This is the place of your captivity. You know what I'm saying? And your enemies are looking to overthrow you. You know what I'm saying? We are far greater than our oppressor. Right? He can't touch us even in our worst day. All these other nations trying to mimic us, trying to be like us, and all of that. And even while we're in our hellhole, in this poverty that we in, all these nations trying to be like us because we are the greatest people on this earth. So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that makes us great is the laws that's written in this book. Loving thy brother as thyself is what makes us great. Joining America and hating your brother is what makes us worse and further destroys us, all right? You know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all this, right? I want somebody to look up the stats, right? The numbers of black on black crime before integration. Right? Before the Civil Rights Bill passed, during, was it 1964, if I'm not mistaken? What was the stats of black on black crime by numbers, percentage, whatever you can find, of black on black crime before the Civil Rights Bill passed? If anybody can type it up, if y'all on the stream, I can go ahead and say it as well. You know what I'm saying? Before the Civil Rights Bill passed. Look, now we have the Civil Rights Bill passed. You know what I'm saying? Now, right now, we're in a far more worse position that we was in before the bill passed. Our schools are being shut down. We have no funding for our schools. Our businesses are closed. Got no businesses in our neighborhoods. No infrastructure. No family household in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? With the father and mother together. You know what I'm saying? We're being destroyed. And this is after the civil rights movement. Well, we thought where by integrating, we would gain access or more access to these things. Better opportunities for money and better jobs and better infrastructure, good landscaping and progressive companies and all these things that can help us thrive as a community. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me see if somebody can find the stats of black on black crime before integration, right? What verse you on, Trooper Kanat?
So like, sir, I'm on verse 24 now.
All right, read 24.
Come, sir. Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 24. Riches are good unto him that hath no sin, and poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the condition that we in right now, right? We don't have to become criminals in order to survive on this earth. You know what I'm saying? What we need to learn to do is not to be covetous, right? Not to look at the things that our oppressor got and envy our oppressors so much so that we start to kill each other for it. If you see another brother with something that you don't have, doesn't mean you should hate that brother. If you see a brother doing something that's different, you know what I'm saying, where he's getting a little bit of bread in, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean you should try to shut him down, you know what I'm saying, and shoot the brother down so you can take it. Right? The Bible says, thou shalt not covet. That's one of the laws in brotherhood. The whole laws of the Bible circles around brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? What you got to learn is how to be content. You know what I'm saying? To serve the Most High, and he will provide you with rulership. Officer Malgazar said, if I'm not mistaken, it's 85% before the Civil Rights Bill passed. You're gonna have to cite your sources, Hebrew. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need the numbers. I need the numbers. What year we was being killed on? You know what I'm saying? What was the numbers? Right? If you can Google it, type that in. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you find anything. You also said if I'm reading it right. All right. Pre-Civil Rights Bill. That's why I need Officer Malgazar or anybody on the chat. Before the Civil Rights Bill passed, I need the numbers statistically of black on black crime, right? They say it's high number now. They say right now the numbers is like at least what to an average black man that's living. 2 out of 3 out of every 3 black men is in prison or something like that. Over 2 million in prison. 85% of crime is going on right now, right? But I want to know before we had that piece of paper signed saying that we can be integrated in the white man's business. Find me that. All right. So let's continue on. Let's get Ecclesiastes 10 and 22.
Come on, sir. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 22. Whether he be rich, noble, or poor, their glory is the fear of the Most High.
Is the what?
Is the fear of the Most High.
What is the fear of the Most High? Everybody's telling you that God is all love. You should just love the Most High. Which is true. You should love the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But God is not just all love. Help me out, Kanat.
It's like you, sir. The fear of the Most High is following His commandments.
Right. Obedience, right?
Come.
God, following his instructions. Doing what he tells you to do. That's the fear of the Most High. That's what the Most High tells us to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Keeping his commandments. That's fear of the Most High, being obedient. You know what I'm saying? That's what the fear of the Most High is. If you fear the Most High, you would do what he tells you to do. That's including loving thy brother as thyself. You know what I'm saying? Not hating that brother, not hating your brother. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. That's what it tells us not to do. You know what I'm saying? Thou shalt not be covetous. Don't be greedy or have an evil eye towards another brother. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The Most High is over all of that. He the one that supplies of what to who he wants to. Right? 1 second, yeah. All right. The Most High supplies what he wants to whoever he wants to. You know what I'm saying? And he can also take from whoever he wants to take from. He can destroy who he wants to destroy as well. You know what I'm saying? Everything is in the control of the Most High power. He is the authority of this earth. You know what I'm saying? And nothing is gained without the Most High approval. Nothing is taken without the Most High approval. You know what I'm saying? So whatever we in right now, the position that we in right now should not cause us to kill each other. Should not cause us to rob and steal from each other when the Most High is in control of everything. All I got to do is turn back to him. Turn back to my nation and keeping his commandments and fearing him. You know what I'm saying? Isupk said, keep his commandments. Damn right. Right. More on that, Warrior?
Sir.
20, what was it on? 22?
Come, sir.
What 23 say? About
it said, it is not meet to despise the poor man that hath understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Neither is it convenient to magnify a sinful man.
Right. Don't despise your brother that's in the ghetto with you. He's suffering just like you. But you gonna rob him for what, $20? Meanwhile, your oppressor has all. Now, I'm not promoting that you go rob your oppressor, but your oppressor has all the wealth. But you gonna sell your brother the drugs and the bricks and all of that. Meanwhile, your oppressor got all the wealth to buy all the drugs that he wants. Not that I'm promoting for you to sell drugs to white people, but I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? Your brother is in a state of poverty just like you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good for you to further that oppression by hating each other. While you hating each other, you're magnifying the sinful man, the man of sin, the one that created this problem in the first place. You making him look good. Really, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. It should be a shame for a white man to even move his tongue against a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. How dare him speak about the conflict that we have against each other or the problems that we have in our community? It is none of his damn business in the first place. Second of all, he's the reason and the cause for it. I should not want to sit down and hear what he got to say every 4 years in the voting booth. The hell he got to say, man? Well, all we need is to start to listen to the man of the Lord in the Isupk, a black man just like you. These brothers that's on this stream with me, where you think they from? They from the ghetto just like you. They suffering this oppression just like you. They going through hell just like you, man. And we need to magnify each other in this hellhole. See the value in each other. And be content with the position that you're in right now.
It's a lot.
It gets far, it gets far. 1 second, Warrior. It gets far much better once we start to keep the laws of the Most High. You got it, Warrior. You can go ahead.
Kind the water, sir. And just like the scripture that you've been bringing out, been saying, like they won't listen to the poor man; they'll listen to the words of a rich man. And like you saying, what you're saying is so heavy because, like our brothers are straight, not listen to us. I don't know if you recall, but on Saturday, Officer Kazak said something that was heavy. The people that need to be saved don't even want to hear that they are the ones that salvation is for them. We are too busy fighting each other over minute, envious, covetous, jealousy type of afflictions and ideologies that we don't even see that we have enemies. We don't even see that the enemy that we let rule over us, that we look to for the answers, don't give a damn about what we going through in the ghettos, barrios, and reservations, and are the ones that's pushing the propaganda and pushing the oppression upon us, and they don't even care about that. They don't see that, oh, I need Marquise, I need Pookie, I need Keisha and Shantrea. I need those sisters and brothers. They don't see that. They only see their own selfishness natures. That's the problem with our people. Our people need to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments because, as you have stated, and as the scriptures say throughout, it's built on brotherhood. And if we had that throughout our nation, we're unstoppable. But our people don't understand that and don't see that and would not be able to see it unless it without the men of the Isupk.
Damn right, boy.
Under command of General Yohana.
Yeah, man. Damn, get a brother a hand. That's right on. You know what I'm saying? Like our people refuse to want to start to serve the Most High, right? Because they know or refuse to acknowledge that we are chosen. You know what I'm saying? Because they know there's responsibility that comes behind it. You know what I'm saying? There's laws that we have to keep. All that selfishness is out the window once you learn the truth of this Bible. All that me, and what I can gain and what I can do, you know what I'm saying, is all out the Bible. I mean, all out the window once you start to follow the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what it's all about. It's about nationhood. And we can't build a nation of drug dealers and criminals, man. You're going to have to wipe yourself clean from the mindset of your oppressor. From the mindset that your oppressor programmed you to be in. Because listen, though, our people that's too occupied of wanting to serve the Most High, you know what I'm saying? That's due to poverty and oppression and constantly being distracted with bills and have to pay this and he makes our living conditions so rough, you know what I'm saying, that we feel like we have no choice but to pick up a gun or to pick up a weed bag or a molly bag, you know what I'm saying, or do whatever harm to each other in our neighborhoods. Here's one option that we have not tried. We exhausted all our other options. We did it to the max. We had all the greatest drug dealers. Yeah, that's cool. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But what about serving the Most High? That's one option that we choose to neglect, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Till we realize that, you know what I'm saying, we're going to continue to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? It's very healthy for a black man to understand who his enemy is. It's very healthy for a Hispanic man and a Native Indian man to know who his enemy is. This can, it can help promote a healing mind, bonds that we or differences that we have against each other. You know what I'm saying? By knowing who your enemy is can help you progressing to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Brotherhood is all about. This is what the Isupk is all about, is raising up brothers and sisters from the ghetto, from the bottom that the world rejects, and teaching them how we should conduct ourselves when it comes towards each other. You know what I'm saying? So damn right, Roy. Right? Let's continue on. What verse you was on, Trooper Kanat?
Lucky, sir. I just finished up on 23.
All right, you can continue on reading.
Verse 24. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 24. Great men and judges and potent
What's that word?
potented potent potency.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I ain't pulled up right now. My bad.
It's POTENTATES.
Okay. Now you can
Potent,
Potency.
potentes.
okay, kind. Yeah,
Po- the
I ain't
water.
gotta pull up. Yeah, the water Roy.
Great men
Mm-hmm.
and judges and potentates shall be honored. Yet is there none of them greater than he that feareth the Most High.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Even in our kingdom, in our nation, you know what I'm saying? There's gonna be brothers that's above certain other brothers. You know what I'm saying? Families that's put in different positions. You know what I'm saying? You got brothers in the school right now that has different type of ranks. You know what I'm saying? Different positions that they get, different roles that they play. And the point is that they all got a role to play. You know what I'm saying? But none of that is above somebody that fears the Most High. That's the most important thing. Keeping these commandments is the most important thing, far above your role or your position that you think you are, or the title that you have. You know what I'm saying? Serving the Most High is more greater than being a boss or being the biggest drug dealer or whoever you want to title yourself to be, a gangster, all of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that fears the Most High is far above that, man. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord can take somebody from the bottom that you least expect to be on top, and he can place them there. You know what I'm saying? And he can put that person that's on top, that's doing good, and put them in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is in control of all these things. You know what I'm saying? So what's the most important thing is focusing on serving the Most High. Right? You can drop that right there. Let me get Ecclesiastes 11. And you can start me at verse 11, Baba.
Khan.
You got it, boy.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 11, verse 11. There is one that laboreth and
Mm-hmm.
taketh pains and maketh haste, and is so much the more behind. Again, there is another that is slow and hath need of help, wanting ability, and full of poverty. Yet the eyes of the Lord looked upon him for good.
But the
And
what?
but the eyes of the Lord looked upon him for good.
But what?
But the eyes of the Lord looked upon him for good
Hmm.
and set him up from his low estate.
Right. This is what the Lord can do for us as a nation, right? You know what I'm saying? The Lord can decide to build us up and bring us back up, but He won't do it if we're out there trying to be like our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? The Lord can look at a brother, even in his lower state, and turn that brother into fine gold. He can get a sister that used to be a whore and, you know what I'm saying, used to dress not modestly and all that. You know what I'm saying? And He can turn her into a daughter of Zion, man. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has the ability to do these things by these scriptures. And it's happening right now in the Isupk under Commanding General Yohana. It's happening every day. Brothers and sisters are coming in from all walks of life, all different type of conditions, rich, poor, with bread, without bread. You know what I'm saying? And we're all being taken care of because we're building as a nation. This is not about an individual thing. It's about us as a nation and how we can provide for each other. You know what I'm saying? Well, guess what? Just because you're in a bad position right now, you're suffering right now, doesn't mean that you can't get a good, strong brotherhood. Doesn't mean that the Lord is not with you. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't mean the Lord does not love you. Your pastor will tell you that. Your pastor will tell you, you riding the bus because God don't love you. Your pastor will make you think because your bills is about to be cut off that God does not love you. That you live in the projects and only have one pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying? God does not love you. When that's not the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? What the hell with whatever material could gain that we can get from this earth if it has to do with me harming my brother. The hell with that. You know what I'm saying? That stuff can be wiped away. But my brother and these laws is what matter. Right? And my sisters and these laws is what matter. All right, let's continue on, Warrior.
So, like I said, you said, go ahead.
God, Baba Kashah.
Count on one con, sir. And lifted up his head from misery,
Mm-hmm.
so that many that saw it marveled at him.
Right. And listen, what it also mention in that verse as well? The type of person that's slow, that not, you know what I'm saying, that's
That,
wanting. Go ahead, soldier.
Count on con, sir. In verse 12, it say that is slow and hath need of help, wanting ability and full of poverty.
Right. That's the type of person that the Lord can still raise up. You know what I'm saying? This is a person that wanting help, need of ability, you know what I'm saying, in poverty, but the Lord still can raise that person up. Or the Lord still looks at that person for good. Right? If you have a little, dollars in your bank account, don't look down on a brother that has nothing at all. I don't care if he's on a corner about to light a crack pipe. You know what I'm saying? The Lord can still raise that person up for something good. You know what I'm saying? I remember, before I came into the truth, my younger days as a youth, we used to, bully the junkies, man. You know what I'm saying? Or try to make mockery of them, to try to do something funny so they can do it on camera and record them. You know what I'm saying? When, thanks to the Most High, I learned in the truth, and that was wrong to do. You know what I'm saying? We should not make mockery of our own people. You know what I'm saying? Because even the lowest one, the Lord can still use us good. And we should not be covetous, not be jealous, and not be envious towards each other. Because that does not amount towards the love that we should have towards each other. Right? Continue on.
Count on one con, sir. Verse 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Comes from who?
Of the Lord.
The Most High, man, is in control of all these things, man. Even if you're at the bottom, don't try to hate on the brother that has a couple dollars in his bank account. Vice versa, brother with dollars in his bank account. Don't look down on the brother that has nothing in his. You know what I'm saying? We all have a position that we all can play. You know what I'm saying? There's something in us that's far greater than our oppressor. And we can use those things that the Lord placed in us to better each other, not to better this country. We can take our money and spend it on another black man, spend it on another black woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Native Indian man, Native Indian woman. You know what I'm saying? We can take our resources and take the laws that's written of in this book, you know what I'm saying, and telling us how we should treat each other. I'm saying we can take that to build each other up as a nation again, man. You know what I'm saying? But you have to separate from your oppressor. He loves to show you all that stuff on TV. What they had the BET Awards. I didn't even watch that bull crap. Salaki. You know what I'm saying? But I seen the generals was talking about it last night. I heard it was an old freak show full of lust and weird, I don't know, whatever was going on in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? That's what they was doing on there in TV. And they love to display that to our people. You know what I'm saying? And making us think that we have to be like that or do these things in order to gain some type of success on this earth.
So
You know
like it, sir.
God loves the losing team, man. Go ahead, Warrior.
Kind, the water, sir. And the thing about me that baffled me the most, they love using our people to show the homosexuality, to show the destructive things of Babylon. They use our people, and our people just the dumbest they want to be, guinea pigs, and because their people they don't show it out front with it in the movies or in the media as much as they do with our people because we're so flamboyant or we're over the top with it, and the agenda to push homosexuality on our people is ridiculous right now.
Damn,
That's all
man.
I wanted to say. So like.
That shit, that thing is crazy, man. They're pushing it towards our people. You know what I'm saying? All the negative traits that our people should not be following after, they love to promote and push it only among us. You know what I'm saying? When they are the ones that's pulling the strings and they're the author of all of that. There's not a bigger homosexual on this earth than our oppressor. There's more white homosexuals than there is black homosexuals. But the thing is, we are the chosen people of God. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? The white man is the biggest drug dealer on this. He done sold all the dope. Ain't a bigger drug dealer on here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't a bigger gangster, a bigger murderer on this earth, but our oppressor. You know what I'm saying? But the difference between him and us is that we are the chosen people of the Most High. We have laws and statutes and commandments that we must abide by, or else we will continue to be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? But damn right, well, let's continue on with the verse. Baba Kashaf.
Khan. Verse 15. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord.
This is what comes from the Most High. That was it on 15?
Allah, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Love and the way of good works are from him.
Right. This is what the Lord provided for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because he loved us. He loved us so much, he taught us how we should love each other as well. This is what the law stems from, man. If you really love your brother, your actions will show it. If you really about Black Lives Matter and protesting and rioting and burning down buildings, you know what I'm saying? Your actions should show it simply by how you treat another brother or how we deal with each other or brother or sister. You know what I'm saying? You don't need a protest. You don't need to do none of that stuff. If I simply just love my brother as myself and serve the Most High and take care of each other, you know what I'm saying? We will be out of the condition that we're in right now. Because the Lord only chose us and he loves so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But guess what? Don't take his kindness for weakness. Don't take the Lord's love for granted, man. Because the same people that he loves, he can also chastise. So what we want to do, we want to dedicate ourselves, you know what I'm saying, by the love that the Most High been showing us, and dedicate ourselves to serving him and taking care of each other. That's what true love is about. Even when it's about suffering. Even when you're in poverty. Even when you're on your last dollar and your stomach start growling. When you're being tempted to do something evil against another brother. You want to combat that with what the Lord said for us to do. And that is to love thy brother as thyself. Thou shalt not be covetous. Don't want the things that another brother got. Because who knows, if he's sinning to get it, you already know the Lord is not with him. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, that cat gonna get locked up in jail and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that eventually comes to an end. What we seek for something that will never run out. That will never come to an end. That's rulership on this earth. And we'll gain everything on this earth, right? You can drop that. Let me get Proverbs 30 and 8, Baba Kashah. I see nobody put up the stats yet. You gave up Officer Magazar. Who was that? Officer. What was it? Was it Magazar? Yeah, that was that's a Marshall Mar. My bad. Officer Magazar. You gave up. I see nobody else put up the stats. I ain't forget about it now. You know what I'm saying? Before the class ends, somebody put up the stats of black on black crime before the Civil Rights Bill passed. All right. So let's get Proverbs 30 and 8.
What kind, sir?
You go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and 8. Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Mm-hmm.
Give me neither poverty nor riches.
Mm-hmm.
Feed me with food convenient for me.
Right. What is he saying? Right. Proverbs is written by who?
Salaki, sir. King Solomon.
King Solomon, right? And at one time, King Solomon was known in the Bible as the wisest man ever until our King Yahweh came on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But Solomon was known as the wisest man ever. And in his wisdom, you know what I'm saying, even in his rulership, with all the wealth he can gain from being a king, you know what I'm saying, he's still giving a prayer unto the Most High. Right? And what is he trying to say with his prayer?
Salaki, sir.
Go ahead.
Is he trying to say that? Is he asking the Most High just to give him what he need? Like he don't need no more than what he is given, like what he is given. The what we call today the necessities. Like he don't want to be too rich. He don't want to be too poor. He want to be like just well enough.
Right. You know what I'm saying? It's like what our king said. He even mentioned Solomon when our king said this, right? He was like, do not the Lord clothe the grass in the field, you know what I'm saying, that's grown one day, and the next day by the heat, it is burnt up. I'm paraphrasing. If somebody want to grab me that Bible shot, you know what I'm saying? Or even Solomon in all his array, you know what I'm saying? The law, statute, commandments still can put us in a better position that we in right now. Serving the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Not being too greedy. You know what I'm saying? Or not being a criminal in order to get. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody can give me that what Christ was talking about. How the pharaohs, the Lord even feed them. You know what I'm saying? The birds of the air, the Lord even feed them. You know what I'm saying? This is the same exact thing as Solomon is saying. You know what I'm saying? Give the basic things, the basic necessities that I need. Not too much, not too low, but just the basic things. All right, read on.
Sir. Lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Most High? or lest I be poor and steal, and take the name of my power in vain.
Right. If you get too much, you can become greedy. You can become hateful towards your own people, man. Well, your pastor got all of it. He got all of it and then some. You know what I'm saying? Your pastor got every little crumb, every little dollar, everything that's being passed around in the neighborhood. And he don't care nothing about serving the Most High. All right? Because gain is not godliness. Your wealth does not determine your righteousness. Be content with what you got right now. If that's what the Lord wants you to have, then so be it. That's what the Lord wants you to have. Are you able to eat? Do you got a roof on your head? Do you got clothes on your back? It may not be the freshest clothes, but it's still clothing that covers you. It might not be the biggest house, you know what I'm saying, but it's still a roof. And it may not be a 5-star meal and steak and lamb all day, but it's still a meal. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's noodles, whether it's an apartment, or whether you're wearing FUBU, you know what I'm saying, or Payless. You know what I'm saying? Just be content with that, and you don't have to murder your brother just to get the little crumbs that your oppressor gives out. When none of that matters or compares to serving the Most High. Because all those things are just vanity. They're here one day, they're gone the next day. What's going to last forever is the words that's written in this book. All right, any more of that?
That is it for verse 9.
All
But
right, go ahead, Soldier.
Slacker sir, if I could just read verse 14, it's pretty heavy.
Okay, what that say?
It says, there is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives, to devour the poor from off the earth, and the needy from among men.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? That is your so-called oppressor. You know what I'm saying? And
It's
those,
kind of a
damn right. You know what I'm saying? And those that follow after, those that admire him and want to be like him, or look at him as if he's great. You know what I'm saying? Once you become Americanized and following the philosophy and all the ways of this place, that is the mark of the beast, man. Those that's picking up that gun and shooting each other and selling each other drugs in the name of Christianity, that is the mark of the beast. It has nothing to do with the vaccine. It has nothing to do with a computer chip. It has nothing to do with none of that. The things that is in your mind that cause you to hate your brother, that's what the Lord is looking at. And that's what the Bible considers the mark of the beast, man. And you're not going to be able to rule this earth if you're living like the beast, or if you have his mark on you, which is the philosophies and the brainwashing of white supremacy, man. Because all of that is nothing but white supremacy, right? Yeah, that was a heavy scripture. I like that scripture. There was any more on that?
No, that was it, sir. Salaki.
There was anything you wanted to bring out on that?
Salaki, sir. I was gonna say like what you saying is heavy because like that's your Oprah Winfrey's and your Tyler Perry and your coon behind Danny Glover's
Mm-hmm.
and all the rich that are our people that neglect their own people for their oppressor. Like they be so quick, Oprah Winfrey for one, so quick to help them African heathens over there when she won't even donate a dollar or anything to help people of her own city of Chicago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To help them rebuild their school or try to make the neighborhoods in Chicago a little safer. You know what I'm saying? So like and then you got Danny Glover up there standing up for Asian hate when like like the general said, look at your own folks that been abused and treated like crap for 400 years. You have not stood up for nothing or no one that has been killed by these crooked cops or by these heathen cops. Like, you know what I'm saying, that look like you. That could have been your nephew or your son-in-law or your son. Like, you haven't even, I haven't even seen Danny Glover until he got up on that pulpit and said that. Like,
God.
I ain't seen that nigga since Color Purple. Like,
Right.
it's like you.
You ain't see that nigga nowhere. Nah, that's true. That's real. Yeah.
So like you, sir.
Nah, go ahead.
No, that was it. I was just saying, like, they just come out of the woodwork, like I don't know. That is
Yeah.
just, it's like Officer Kawan said, it's baffling, like how our people are towards us, and I understood why. Like, I can't fathom to understand, but I can get a glimpse of why the Most High said my people need rules and regulations, because this is what you see. Us running wild out here, us killing each other, us doing all kind of stuff without them laws, statutes, and commandments. You already knew what kind of people we would be. Salaki.
Damn right. Damn right, Ward. You know what I'm saying? Like it says in the scripture, this is our wisdom. This is great, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn right. Shit, Salaki, that was it. That was it on Proverbs, right?
Kind of concept.
All right. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 31:5. Did anybody find what I think it is in Matthews what it says? Christ said it.
What? Salakia,
Matthew
sir.
5.
What was it, sir, that he was saying?
He says, even the birds of the air the most high feed. But he said it's not yet a sparrow sold for two pennies or something like that.
Khan, sir. It's Matthew chapter 6, verse 26.
Okay, 6 and all right, Kyle. You got that for me, Ward?
Khan, sir. I'll pull it real quick.
Oh, shot. You can start me at verse 24. So
Khan, the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other,
mm-hmm.
or else he will hold the one and despise the other.
Mm-hmm.
Ye cannot serve the Most High and Mammon.
Right. What is mammon?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Money.
Money.
Khan.
Not damn right. Money. You know what I'm saying? You cannot serve both. You cannot make money your master and expecting the most high to be your master as well. You know what I'm saying? You can't have this society as your master and expecting the rules of the most high to be your master. Because they both contradict each other. One is set for good and one is set for evil, man. And you can't rattle the fence. You have to choose a side. And if you out there selling drugs and talking about you're saved by God because you bring your drug money to your pastor every day, you wear a Jesus piece around your neck, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? You are serving mammon. You know what I'm saying? You are on the side of evil, man. You can't do the both. If you want to serve the Most High, you got to keep these commandments and love your brother as yourself. Right? Let's continue our work.
Khan, sir. Verse 25. Therefore, I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment?
Right. You know what I'm saying? The life is more than just that. And unfortunately, due to the conditions that we in, this is what we sit and think about all day. This is what we're distracted by all day. Not one single thought of serving the Most High comes into a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indian because we're too preoccupied of what we're gonna eat, what clothes we're gonna wear, where I'm gonna live, where I'm gonna stay at. I'm about to be evicted. My lights is about to cut off. My car is running out of gas. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we think about, man. But there's more to life than just those things. This is the society that our oppressor has built for us. Think of a world outside of that. Think of a world where you don't have to answer to no damn devil.
Right.
Or him, morning breath screaming in your face just because you're 1 minute late, or writing you up. You don't have to live in a world where you worrying about how you gonna feed your little daughter or your little son. There is a world greater than that, man, and that is the world of the Most High, man. The world of Israel that the Lord built for us. As long as we keep His commandments, He'll give us something greater than anything that our oppressor can provide for us. Because this ain't living. This is survival for us. You know what I'm saying? But once we get back to what we need to do, you know what I'm saying, the Lord will take us out of the state that we in. And you don't have to kill or steal for it, right? Read on.
Khan. Verse 26. Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they?
Right. It's a question. Think about it. Are we not better than birds? Are we not far greater than a bird that flies in the air?
Khan.
Right? Most High created them both, though. He created the man and the bird. You know what I'm saying? He chose man, and a particular man, which is the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to rule over that bird. But yet that bird still has food to eat. And ain't no bird store that they go and sign up to. They don't have no currency amongst birds where they exchange with each other in order to eat. They get their necessities from the Most High.
Right.
Well, guess what? We can get the same because the Most High created us as well, man.
That's right.
And we lack these things because we're not serving Him. In captivity, under our oppressor, serving them and not serving the Most High. Right? Read on.
Khan. Verse 27. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why taketh ye thought for raiment?
Mm-hmm.
Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you that even Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these.
Right. Even Solomon. He compared Solomon to a lily. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Most High created that lily and created Solomon. You know what I'm saying? But even in all of his glory, he was not compared to the beauty of a lily, man. You know what I'm saying? What Christ is trying to convey here is that even though that you are, have the nice raiment and have the clothing and all of that, the most important thing is serving the Most High. And guess what? Even Solomon understood that as well. Because when the Most High came unto him, he didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for for material things or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He asked for a wisdom from the Most High. And the Most High added those things unto him according with the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? The first thing you have to seek for is the kingdom of God, kingdom of heaven. And that's serving the Most High and keeping his commandments. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Right, let's continue on, word.
Con. Verse 30. Wherefore, if the Most High so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith?
Right, that literally is gone by the next day. That sun is going to rise up and burn it throughout the afternoon, and it's going to wither away and die. And all that beauty is going to be gone. But yet the Lord still provided with beauty, still provided with a covering. That same lily that's there for just one day. And you're here longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Given an opportunity longer than that. That's not what's important. It's focusing on the creator, not the creature or the material things. Or focusing on what your brother got. You know what I'm saying? Or being covetous against another brother or another sister. That's not what life is all about. It's about serving the Most High and loving each other. That's what it's all about. Right? Read on.
Con, sir. Verse 31. Therefore, take no thought, saying, what shall we eat? Or what shall we drink? Or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek.
Do the what?
Do the Gentiles seek?
The who?
Do the Gentiles seek?
What is a Gentile?
Usually, Salakia, sir,
Mm-hmm.
usually means a non-Israelite.
Right. In this context, so what is this in this context?
Salakia, the heathen, sir.
Right. A non-Israelite, a heathen. This is the things that they seek after. So much so that they're willing to enslave you just to get it. So much so they are willing to kill and impoverish you and put you all through types of hell just so they can get clothes on their back, food in their belly, and a mansion over their head. They kill, steal, rob, and murder just so they can fulfill their flesh and all their pleasures, man. Well, the Lord is calling you to be different than that. He's calling you for you to do something different. Let's finish this verse real quick. And I'm going to get one more.
Con out of one con, sir. For in the middle of 32. For your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things.
Read on.
But seek ye first the kingdom of the power and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you.
Right. Damn right, man. Let's get Ecclesiastes 3:1 and 5. We'll close with that.
Ecclesiasticus, sir. Con out of one con. Sir, I got it, sir. So like,
all right, you go ahead, please.
Con, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1, verse 5. The word of the power, Salakia, the word of God most high is the fountain of wisdom, and her ways are everlasting commandments.
Damn right. You know what I'm saying? This is the most important thing that we got to seek after. You know what I'm saying? This is something that's going to last forever, sustain forever. You know what I'm saying? This is what Christ was talking about with the woman in the well. You know what I'm saying? This is what Christ was talking about when he was breaking bread with the disciples, man. Don't be like your oppressor. Don't think like a criminal to sustain yourself. Do the same thing that your ancestors did and your forefathers did by serving the Most High, by all listening to the prophets and the men of the Lord, finding out your culture, finding out your identity, what laws you're supposed to keep, what you're supposed to do and what not to do. That's is what's most important. Let me get one more, brother. Let me get 23:1 and 6. 23:1. My fault. 23:1. Ecclesiasticus. Right? And now, I'm going to close it out with this one, right? I'm going to close it out with this verse. I don't know if y'all remember. I asked the question probably in the middle of the class or so, which was like an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? Hour and a half ago. The question was, pull up the stats of black on black crime before the Civil Rights Bill was passed. Now, I'm giving you time to continue to search for that answer, but I'm going to want my answer by the end of the class. And listen, this is going to be a heavy point, right, that you have to understand with those numbers. All right? You got that for me, Warren?
Con.
Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23, verse 1. O Most High, Father and Governor of all my whole life, leave me not to their counsels, and let me not fall by them, who will set scourges over my thoughts, and the discipline of wisdom over mine heart, that they spare me not for mine ignorance. And it passed.
If I may, these laws is what discipline us. It's what tell us what to do and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And it passed not by my sins, lest mine ignorances increase and my sins abound to my destruction. And I will fall before mine adversaries, and
Mm-hmm.
mine enemy rejoice over me,
Mm-hmm.
whose hope is far from thy mercy. O Lord, Father and power of my life, give me not a proud look, but turn away from thy servants always a haughty mind.
Right. A haughty mind. You want to turn away from only thinking about yourself, for being proud, thinking about you have to have all the good things of this earth. Sometimes it's good not to have it, man. There's other stuff that you can't appreciate on this earth, value on this earth, than material things or what your brother has, or what the next man got, or what the next sister has. You know what I'm saying? You should place value on the bond that you have with each other, the love that you have with each other, having good character, following the Most High, treating each other with respect and integrity and dignity. That is more valuable than anything you can ever gain. So even if you don't have good or have abundance or a lot, or you do have a lot, you know what I'm saying? Either or, be content in that position as long as you're serving the Most High. Right? Continue on.
Con out of one con, sir. Let Salakia, sir. Turn verse 5. Turn away from me vain hopes and concupiscence,
Concupiscence.
concupiscence,
Concupiscence.
concupiscence,
Right.
the water, the
Kind.
water, sir,
No, Most High.
and
Go ahead.
concupiscence, and thou shalt hold up that is desirous always to serve thee. Let not the greediness of the belly nor lust of the flesh take hold of me, and give not over me thy servant into the impudent mind.
Right.
Hear, O ye children, the discipline of the mouth. He that keepeth it shall never be taken in his lips.
Right. This is what the Lord can provide for us, man. This is what this brother prayed for, man. For that discipline and serving the Most High and keeping His commandments. That way he don't become too greedy. You know what I'm saying? Or that way he's not ungrateful or dissatisfied with what the Lord provided him with. But he has a perfect balance and knowing as long as he serves the Most High, I'm going to be provided for. I'm going to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? As long as I have a nation that's backing me, then making sure that I have everything that I need, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be straight. All we got to do is start to depend on each other and not depend on the assets of our oppressor, man. Because all these things are just vanity, right? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the class. Y'all brothers want to say anything, Officer Kawan and Trooper Canuck, before I close it out?
Allah, sir. I'm to
All right.
the water.
All right,
La.
peace. All right. All right. Most High Christ the way, y'all brothers coming on. Now, before I end the class, all right, I gave y'all extra time to pull it up. Now, here's the reason why nobody was able to type it in the chat, right? The reason why nobody was able to type in the chat is you would not find the numbers of black on black crime before the civil rights movement. And you would not find it because the numbers were so low, you know what I'm saying, that we had no choice but to stick to with each other. Like the brothers said, like Trooper Kanak and Officer Kawan said, during the Jim Crow era, we knew who our enemies was. We knew who to stick with and who to separate from and who to deal with and who not to deal with. Because we had no choice but to deal with each other. We were segregated. So in dealing with each other and being segregated, we had to build our own economics. We had to build our own society, our own communities up. And we didn't do it by shooting each other down. We didn't do it by selling each other drugs. You want to find that in our neighborhoods before the civil rights movement, man. In the 1920s, there was no crack going on. All of that stuff came after integration. During the civil rights movement, trying to join your oppressors. That's when black on black crime increased. That term did not get coined until the 1970s. There was no such thing as black on black crimes until the 1970s. Because guess what? Crime is just crime, right? Don't America say we don't see color? We're all one, all our blood flows red. So why is there a category called black on black crime? Well, let me tell you why. Because they're trying to program you to think that we are just inherently violent and we're savages, when that is far from the truth. We learned this from joining our oppressor. We learned this from integrating with our oppressor. And am I lying? If I wasn't lying, you would be able to pull up the numbers showing what was the stats of black on black crime. All right, so with that, I'm going to go ahead and say shalom.